Sister Jean, the Loyola team chaplain. How about that? Pretty good. Somebody from the Metro Detroit area, Luke Yeager's a student there. I saw him at the Final Four, and he goes, up until just a few weeks before the Final Four, she was walking around campus. The whole wheelchair thing is new, so I'm sure she wanted to jump out of there and throw that ball.
Oh, I'm sure she did. Right?
Sister Jean is 97 years young. Loyola's resident rock star boogies around campus in her maroon monogrammed Nikes, a gift from the men's basketball team.
Sometimes they say, oh, Sister Jean, you remind me of my grandmother. I said, oh, no, your great-grandmother. I said, your grandmother would not like to hear that because she's about 20 years younger than I am.
Sister Jean has been at Loyola for over a half century, is the chaplain of the men's team, and was just inducted into the Athletics Hall of Fame. She offers more than spiritual guidance to the players. She also provides a scouting report on their opponent during prayer before every game.
I tell the guys to watch out for on the other team and to not let anybody get under their skin. We ask God to keep us free from injuries and play with great sportsmanship. We pray for the referees that they can see clearly and fairly.
You know, my first day on the job, when I got the job at Loyola, the day of my press conference, when I got to my office first, and I was sitting there, there was a file folder, and it was from Sister Jean, and it was a scouting report on every player that I inherited. I mean, full-blown, detailed, like, hey, number 20 needs to work on his left hand this summer.
Does this keep you young?
Oh, yeah, oh, sure,
right?
Yeah. Even the noise level keeps me young, yeah.
So what's her secret?
I enjoy life, yeah.
That's it.
And just have a good time. Take time to pray, too.
The Ramblers out of Loyola, Chicago, the new darlings of March Madness.
America's fallen in love with Sister Jean, the 98-year-old nun that leads Loyola Chicago in pregame prayer.
Good and gracious God, we know we are ready for this game. Don't let those Tennessee team members scare you with their height. Height doesn't mean that much. We know they're out to win, but we have that craving to get to this next step, and we want to see that big W at the end of the game. Amen, and go Ramblers.
And the dream is alive! Loyola rambling on to the Sweet 16!
I told them we were going to win, that we could do it, and we're just going to do it today. To keep calm and to just put into play everything that coach has taught them to do.
Somebody big just died. Chicago icon and chaplain for the Loyola men basketball team, Sister Jean, is dead at 106 years old. My friend Mike North is here to help deliver her eulogy. Mike, how you doing, Sister Jean? What a life, 106 years.
I'll tell you what, it's unique, and we'll get to Sister Jean in just a little bit. We got the John Buffone show starting tonight at 8 o'clock
right.
here
That's
on
right.
the Bar Room. Want to remind everybody of that. So we're going to, go through the life of Sister Jean. We got plenty of time, but the first thing we got to do, Joe, because I haven't talked to you for a while, somebody else bites the dust. It's about, somebody's born, somebody dies, somebody big just died, and she's as big as they come. I don't know how many started their careers off as far as celebrities at the age of 96. Pretty hard to find. But I do know this, that if there was to be a funeral, probably, and she had a funeral, you would arrange it just like Loyola arranged the funeral for her, and she still had living relatives, a sister-in-law, a niece. You would check it out, and one of the best places to check out would be Cumberland Chapels, ladies and gentlemen, right there at 8300 West Lawrence Avenue. CumberlandChapels.com. Check it out. Anthony Lupo, Peter Martino. They've been taking care of families in the Northwest side and the Northwest suburbs for decades, and they serve your families with dignity, take care of everything you need to know. Unfortunately, a brand new roster of great people that have passed away. Many of these people, neighborhood folks, and a lot of great people that made their mark in society, all laid out at Cumberland Chapels. Once again, Cumberland Chapels, check it out. Plenty of parking, and it's at 8300 West Lawrence Avenue. Plenty of space, a lot of chapels there, not just one. I was talking tonight to somebody at the Gregory restaurant who we just has picked up as an advertiser out there in South Barrington about the Norm Van Leer funeral, which was off of Grand Avenue. And it was in a house. I mean, the funeral homes used to be like houses. And, you had like 2 little rooms, and then, the casket was laid out and stuff like that. Those are the old days. Now we have these big places, but Cumberland Chapel set the tone. You can also hear about them in some of Sebastian Maniscalco's acts.
That's right. That's right.
So outstanding. Then you have Pennyville Station. Just a great place. Was there about a week and a half, 2 weeks ago. 112 Main Street, across from the railroad station. You get off there at Park Ridge. Great food, great bar scene, couples, singles, groups. Outdoor dining. Could have ate out there today for lunch. It was still warm enough and stuff like that. There's Tony Antonacci, my good friend Jesse Rogers from ESPN, 112 Main Street, Park Ridge. Go see Tino Antonacci. He's there every day but Thursday during the day. And then you have the happy hour every day from 2 until 5. Just a great place. When I was there, I saw a big poster. It looks exactly like this hanging in the place. Blue Point oysters for $2.50. Truffle fries, kapow! Cauliflower, pork veggie pot stickers, filet slider, Tito frozen melon, lemonade, the whole deal. Yingling! For $3.50. They've been going strong too, advertising all over the Chicagoland area.
Oh yeah,
very popular beer. So most teams, most universities have mascots. Okay, the Georgia Tech team, the Georgia Bulldogs, the Alabama Crimson Tide, they have an elephant. I don't know how that happened. The Fighting Irish of Notre Dame.
Yeah, the Nittany Lions.
You got all sorts of different, the DePaul Blue Demons, which is weird. It's a Catholic university, but they got like a Satan type of guy as their mascot. Figure that one out. Right. We had a living nun, okay? And when I say we, I mean it. I grew up 4 blocks from Loyola. I remember my dad screaming at the top of his lungs back in 1963 when they won the NCAA championship, folks. They won it all. That little school. And you thought you'd never see the likes of it again, and it went for a long, long time. And I'd like to say that Sister Jean had nothing to do with this. Now, Sister Jean, as I've been reading about her, she was 106. She became popular at the age of 96. But she was at Mundelein and Loyola from the 60s on. My wife knew Sister Jean because BB went to Mundelein, which then, and this was an all-women's college right next door to Loyola UL. Loyola University bought Mundelein now, and it's all combined. But Sister Jean, she'd see her plenty of times. And those habits there, I was taught by the BVMs at St. Gertrude's Grammar School, the same habits. She was a BVM. Let me just say this. She might have broke the mold because she seemed very, very nice. The BVMs weren't nice. Our nuns were pretty brutal. They were brutal. That's all I'm going to say.
With the ruler?
Oh, the whole thing. Anything.
Like the penguin from the Blues Brothers, right?
Games, whatever you got, whatever they got. Trident. I mean, anything they could use. But like the Mariners. But Sister Jean was like an institution over there. She would walk the halls and everything else. And for years, Loyola, there she is. First of all, do better. I don't care if you're how old she was. Do better, Sister Jean. I'm just kidding. How about the thrill of that? You think you're forgotten. My mother's 96. She goes, nothing's going on. Here, this woman's throwing out the same a pitch at the Cub game. She really hit the mother load. Loyola University basketball had hit the skids for a decade and a half. And there she is with her custom-made Nike sneakers. But beautiful. I love the maroon and gold of Loyola.
Oh, yeah. Classic.
But she started like being the chaplain of the school when she couldn't teach anymore. And it turned out to be a great thing. And then she started going to the games. She started scouting the games. I knew Porter Moser because I coached at Notre Dame High School in Niles, and Porter, along with Bruce Weber and a lot of college coaches, would walk into our gym sometimes and look at some of our kids. And that's where I met Porter Moser. And Porter was stunned by the fact that she knew all about the team. She was a calming influence for him. Let me tell you something. Before she became the chaplain, in 2013, 2014, they were 10-22. She shows up. Now, they've been doormat for years. She shows up as in 2015. Okay. And they went 18-14. In 2017, 32-6, and they made it to the Final Four. 20-14, 21-11, 26-5, 25-5. They had a down year for recruiting, 10-21, but then her last 2 years, 23-10, and then last year, 25-12. I mean, they are solid. They basically took the DePaul method. DePaul used to get the kids from the Chicago schools. Well, Loyola took that over. They have a beautiful on-campus facility, the Gentile Center. I knew Joe very well, very charitable guy, originally from St. Ignatius Parish, out there in by the Skyway, not by the Skyway, by the Eisenhower, Roosevelt Road area. And he was just an influence. And there she is. I mean, think about it. We were talking about, I mean, schools got mascots. The Fighting Illini had a dancing Indian. You know, we got a nun. How unique was that? And she was at Loyola, listen to this, over 60 years.
I mean, that's crazy. That's crazy.
That's nuts. She was a source of wisdom and grace for generations of students, faculty, and staff, said the president of Loyola, Mark C. Reed. She is survived. She got living relatives by Jean Tidwell, her sister-in-law, and her niece, Jan Schmidt. Amid the basketball hysteria, that's when she made it big.
Oh,
the national audience and the broadcasters just latched onto her. She had a hell of a career before then, teaching and mentoring, and her office was always open. She had her own bobblehead, as you can see, had her own sweaters. They no longer wore the habits. The habits were very intimidating, especially to me when I was my mom transferred me from Swift School, which was a public school, to St. Gertrude's in I want to say I was like 9 or 10. The first time you see a nun, I mean, big. We used to call the BVMs, I got to be honest, the Black Veiled Monsters, not the Virgin Marys. We called them the Black Veiled Monsters. You can't call her that. There's no evidence that she had a mean bone in her bodies. Her admirers were guys like Charles Barkley, President Obama, other people like that. She said, I may be an old nun, but I know my hoops. She wrote in her 220. I mean, she had an autobiography. Okay, wake up with a purpose. What I've learned in my first 100 years. And she looked good for 100 years old. And she just got put
damn good for 106.
Yeah, I mean, she just got put in a wheelchair not that long ago. She joked she was the selfie queen. She had energy. It's better to wear out than rust out was her favorite.
I like that.
Oh, yeah. We don't want to rust out, Joe. Forget about it. You can wear out. You know, you can wear out and be a car like in a lot, but look good. If you wear out and you got the rust on the car, you know.
And you're in the junkyard, yeah.
And you're in the junkyard. That's basically where it goes. The students loved her. She was like a safe haven. She kept everything open. If she saw a kid sitting in the cafeteria by himself, she'd walk right over, okay? And she'd sit with them. She was like the spirit of Loyola University. And boy, that school's ironclad school. BB grew up, my wife grew up a couple blocks from there, right there on Arthur Street by Glenwood. So we know the area very well. I know people from the Loyola. I used to have a few at Bruno's on Sheridan Road, folks, and the Double Bubble, places like that. Used to be a lot more bars around there, but they've bought up a lot of the property in that area by the lakefront there. Nothing but dormitories. I mean, some of the bars I used to drink at Scotty's, the Charlar Lounge, I can name them all. That used to be a miniature like Vegas, like on Granville. They're all like buildings owned by Loyola now. They cleaned up the area.
Got the law school over there.
They have law school. They have, but this is how old she was. She helped her dad, okay, brew beer during Prohibition, okay? During Prohibition, when you watch The Untouchables, the 30s. Hey, how you doing? It was the 1930s. Sister Jean. Yeah. I love, the habits. They didn't do them justice. Although we did have one nun once who was pretty damn good looking. We could tell even with the habit, but there weren't many. Okay. Her family and her, as a little girl, watched the Golden Gate Bridge get built. Okay. That's it. That's it. And, but here's the thing. When I was, on the radio on a regular basis. And I think I was working at Fox Sports Radio when she hit it big, I want to say. Or was I at ESPN? I can't remember. But it aggravated me sometimes, the coverage. I got to be honest.
Oh, really?
And I said it. I'll tell you why. Oh, Sister Jean, they're winning. Now, I'm giving her all the credit in the world. Okay? But she was at Loyola for 60 years, and we had some lean years.
Right.
Okay. So wait a minute. So now she becomes the big mascot there, the guiding light and everything else. And they're winning games and everything else. And I just read the record. Well, they have the 1 year where they go 10-25, Joe. The 1 year.
Oh, yeah.
Well, what about Sister Jean? Is she having a bad year at prayer? Is she not getting it done? Is she not saying the right thing to the players? That was my gig. She's just there. She ain't just there for the wins, okay? But it was only 1 year, and I got to be honest. Her record is as good as most Division I coaches because they won 20 games regularly, except for a couple years when she was there. Okay?
Her scouting reports, man.
I mean, Porter Moser said broke it down and everything else. I mean, she was just a wonderful person. She grew up in San Francisco, okay? And she grew up in the Castro district of San Francisco, which is an interesting district. She loved what kept her going, being around the young people. You hear people that talk about it all the time, especially people that teach and stuff like that. She was one of those people.
Oh,
Let me find out. I got to find out one thing. I got to go to the black box. I won't feel good about myself. Sister Jean. Goes right to this.
Baby.
Now, before 2015, you go, Sister Jean, this thing ain't taking you anywhere. She got top billing. August 21st, 1919, she was born. So she's 8 years old watching Babe Ruth. Okay? She's 9-10 years old. She's watching Garrick.
Huh.
She's watching Franklin Roosevelt as president. Okay? From August 21st, 1919 to October 9th, 2025. She spent 20 years of her nunship, I guess that's how you say it, in Los Angeles. And then she came here. And that's where she became officially Sister Jean. She didn't wear the habits anymore. The nuns really don't anymore. She was Roman Catholic. She was from the Sisters of Charity of the Blessed Virgin Mary. She it was reported that she retired from her campus duties at Loyola due to health reasons, including being the chaplain of the team. Their retirement was first announced in a press statement, so she must have been ill at the time. She said she wanted to come back to work when she was cleared. Okay, so she expected to live. Oh, boy. Do I remember those? There's the rosary hanging. Yeah, there it is. Got the skull cap on, the whole ball of wax. There, they look different there. They look a lot better. I'm sure they were a lot happier than wearing those things. Also, she was there sending Loyola to their first Sweet 16 appearance in 33 years. Her bobblehead is selling for more than $300 a piece online. Okay. She had been barred from appearing at the tournament due to COVID-19 pandemic restrictions in 2021, but she got a COVID vaccine. So they said, go ahead, go, and she went, and she got them to upset Illinois 71-58. She made her mark. She made her mark as a person. She made her mark as a nun. What was your impressions of Sister Jean when you saw her?
Just, she was glowing no matter what. Positivity, She said the secret to life was just she loved talking to people. She loved getting up and she loved
5 o'clock in the morning. I can't get my mom to work the remote control. She's on her iPad and emails at the age of 98.
That's right.
I mean,
but,
Joe, it's hard to find a lot of older people that are into that stuff. You know what I mean?
Yeah, she's into all that. And then she said the secret is finding time to pray. So, like, you talk about wrapping it all up in a bow. She had to figure it out.
Yeah, and Loyola ran with it, and they did a great job. The media did a great job. It was very hard to criticize her. You know me. I got to be a jerk sometimes. But I said, where's she at? They're losing this year. Where's Sister Jean? You couldn't find her. Okay, then they win the next year. Here she comes. That was the only thing I could say about her. She was a wonderful person. My wife knew her. I mean, everybody that went to that school over 50, 60 years knew her. I mean, BB went there in the 70s, for God's sake, and she was there. So it was amazing. And she did a great job. And she put Loyola, took them to another level. I don't know if the guys believed in her, but when you make it to the Final Four and you're Loyola U, the little school on Sheridan Road, and Devon, pretty good, don't you think? I think it was pretty good. It was a good time. And those
guys believed in her, Mike. You could see it in their eyes. They believed.
Yeah, and I know she was getting close to a couple of years ago. They asked her, what happens to you? Now, most of the time the nuns tell you you're going to go to heaven. Or, if you don't behave, you're going to go to hell. Eating meat on Friday is a mortal sin. Remember, you can't do this, you can't do that. They asked Sister Jean 2 years ago, I'll never forget, they go, what happens? Do you believe in life ever after? She said, I don't know. She was honest. I don't know. Because she was like 104 at the time. I think she thought about it every day. Maybe she wanted a little more proof, but she did say that. I believe it was in the Chicago Sun-Times at the time. So we wanted to get her in. Tomorrow night, we're going to have Diane Keaton, which was a shocker to me at 79.
Yeah, me too.
And we want to wish and give condolences to Sister Jean and to everything that she stood for and to all the great times that she had and for the mentorship to all the people, especially the young ladies when it was at Mundelein. My wife went to Mundelein and then ended up going to Loyola. So, what?
Spreading the word of God on top of it too, Mike.
Yes, absolutely. And just a great mentor. So God bless Sister Jean. And now I know Joe said, is he big enough? Is he bad enough? I said, who, Joe? And Joe said, Sandy Alomar Sr. Now, let me get him. Sandy Alomar Sr. Let me tell you about Sandy Alomar Sr. 1943 to 2025, I saw him play. I went to Comiskey Park. He was a hell of a utility player for the most part. Very average, but look at those uniforms. I bring those socks back. Joe, do you agree? Bring those uniforms back. Come on. Get out of the black and so get back here. The Sox have had some pretty nice uniforms. They've had some brutal uniforms. Sandy hit 245 for his career. He had a pretty good career, though. He played from 1964, played for the Mets, the White Sox, the Angels, the Yankees. He played 15 years. Now, for the White Sox, he played 3 years. He had 248 lifetime. In the American League, he was in the National League. And, of course, his kids, Sandy Jr., Robbie. I mean, fantastic. Sandy with, of course, Cleveland. And then Robbie, of course, an all-star Hall of Fame second baseman. So we wanted to get Sandy in there. Sandy Alomar, who gets an honorable mention tonight. So, Joe, that's about it for tonight. We got Johnny Buffone coming on. We got to make sure that we
5 minutes. Stick around for that.
Yep. Stick around for that. Joe had to make sure I'm not going to forget to get off the air. The next thing you know, we're running into the Buffone man. We can't do that.
Mike picked up on what I was throwing down. He knows.
Oh yeah. Well, I remember from the beginning. I don't need the wrath of everybody on my butt, but we appreciate everybody at the bar room, and we wish you nothing. Wish Sister Jean and her family nothing but the best.
God bless.
Enjoy and have a great night, and we'll see you tomorrow night for Diane Keaton.